time, everybody clap your hands.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's vlog. My name is Jonah, and very soon we're gonna go outside. But first, we gotta clean up this zoo. My brothers and I created.
Who was doing the markers?
I did.
You did? I don't like them sitting like right there on the ground because if like the cap is open a little bit. Uh-oh. Here comes the hurricane.
You go. Jonah.
Are you serious?
Jonah.
I asked Jonah if he was going to do his hair. He goes, no, because what's the point? Because we're going to put on our helmets. I know we're going to look like we're homeless and all, but we're just going to put on our helmets. And then I pulled out my phone to record him, and he goes, I'm not going to say that again, and walks away. What's your matter?
When I put these on, they hurt.
What do you mean they hurt?
When I put them on.
Okay, well, let's have Jonah put them on. Maybe they won't hurt if Jonah puts it on. All right, you know what? Here's the other solution. Come here, Mommy. Here's the other solution. You can stay in the house and put them on. Let me know when you're ready. Gone. I'll feed him outside. Silas has not finished his lunch yet. He is the slowest eater today. Jonah, open that. So instead of taking the time away from the twins, I think what we're gonna do, you need to go put on shoes, son. You are doing a horrible job listening today. Careful.
Jonah's not helping me.
No, you are all the way out here. You need to stay with him and have him help you. Oh my gosh, you guys, send help. I feel like every time I'm by myself with these kids, I have trouble with them listening and everything. Okay, I'm gonna feed Silas out here only because I feel like it's a beautiful day and it's taking time away from the twins. I didn't feel like doing my hair today. Granted, like, my hair doesn't take long to do. Are you bringing that for me? Please don't drop his burrito. I want to sit in the sun because I'm cold. My kids laugh at me because I'm always cold. I didn't want the twins to not have an opportunity to play out here, so it's just too pretty of a day to just waste away. So we've made it outside, which is exactly what we've done for the last month and a half. I'm getting to a point where it's getting really, 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 really hard to reflect on the positive and say, well, at least we don't have blah, 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 or at least we have this. It's getting harder and harder and harder. But you know what? I'm just gonna focus on that. Jonah actually got a piece of mail, like US mail, with postage stamp and everything. It's actually something that somebody wrote him back to. He wanted to write a letter to somebody and they replied back to him. When he wrote the letter, I wasn't expecting them to reply back, but he did. He wants to open it, so when he comes out here, I will have him open it. You guys, it's 2:41 and Silas just finished eating his lunch. Does anybody else's toddler go through this? I want to say that the twins went through this stage, but I really don't remember it taking like 2.5 hours for him to eat his lunch. I do have to consider the fact that Silas did have a heavy breakfast, but he always has a heavy breakfast. All three of our kids do. They're really, really, really heavy breakfast eaters. My goodness, you guys, 2.5 hours of him eating his lunch. And mind you, that I was actually feeding him, so he wasn't like left unattended. I was like, chew your food, chew your food. And if I didn't tell him to chew his food, he wasn't chewing his food. And I'm not occupied or doing anything. I literally brought a plate of food out here, had it on my lap. While I was feeding him, I would just tell him to chew his food. I had him get off, put on your helmet. I had him get off his scooter, put his helmet away, just concentrate on just sitting here and eating. And it still took that long. And he's still not done technically because he has food in his mouth still. Ask nicely.
Help me.
Yeah, but you can't. Don't talk to me like that, son. Maybe he just needs a nap today because even his attitude is just a lot. You can't ride your bike until the food from your mouth is gone, so I'm not going to buckle that in right now. Okay? Jonah, do you want to open this mail? You do? He's been dying to open it. Go ahead. Are you excited? Okay.
Dear Jonah, thank you for your letter. I got it yesterday. Miss Susan is well, and yes, I am. You are right. It is a different world right now, but I'm sure we all are praying for God to end this. Congratulations on finishing your Sparks book. That is a big thing. I trust your brothers and your mom and dad. You are well. Mom and dad are well. Your dad is doing great a job with pastor's sermons, the chats online. You and your brother Malachi are a huge blessing to me. ESP during Awana games. Best wishes. God bless you also, Mr. George.
What do you think of the letter?
Good.
You like it? You like writing to people? Yeah. You know he didn't have to write you back, right?
Yeah.
You want to hang on to that? You can put it with your stuff.
I'll keep it for you.
Okay. That's that, folks. You guys probably know that Ryan and I oversee a children's ministry called Awana at our church, which stands for Approved Workmen Are Not Ashamed. And it's pretty much on hold. Quarantine has impacted it, but we are still connecting with like the leaders and the directors and the clubbers and things like that. But George was our game director until this quarantine happened. So, and then when Jonah wrote him was kind of like midway through this quarantine, and the school hadn't really assigned them like a lot of schoolwork and things of that nature. So what I had Jonah do was write Mr. George a letter just to practice his penmanship, because then I also knew that a majority of the work that was going to be done for the twins was going to be via the internet. So there was going to be limited penmanship involved in it. So he wrote George a letter, and I actually don't remember what George's letter said that Jonah wrote, but George wrote him back. So I think that meant a lot to Jonah. He's actually been wanting to open it for quite some time.
All I know what it said is, Dear Mr. George.
That's all? Yeah. But I kept telling Jonah, can you just wait? Because I wanted to be able to vlog it. And poor child, he had so much patience. But today was the day, you guys. Today was the day that he got to open it. I'm glad that we got to share it with you guys. Silas is finally done eating. The food from his mouth is gone. He actually...
Silas's stroller.
He went inside with Malachi. He asked Malachi to get him some milk. So he got some milk. Now he's going to be able to enjoy some time out here. I'm feeling a little bit sleepy today, so I'm going to probably go inside in just a minute and get me like a fruit punch drink. One of those Mio things that you guys saw in my Walmart haul. I don't feel like today's a very good day for me. I am sitting here just not with it, you guys. I'm trying to read a book. I'm constantly interrupted by the kids, which is fine because I'm their mother. I'm the only one here. Ryan actually went into the church for a little bit to mess with like some sound stuff. Nobody's there, so I actually thought it was a perfect time for him to be able to go, which is great. But I feel like when he's gone is when the kids need a little extra attention from the one adult that's present. It all may have to do with the fact that I didn't sleep very well last night. I had a very bad stomach ache. If you follow me on my Instagram, you probably have already seen all of the options of ice cream that we had on there yesterday. My stomach doesn't really do very well with dairy, but just my love for ice cream is extreme. So sometimes I will bear the stomach ache and the pain and still eat ice cream, even though I very well shouldn't. And then the day before, we were in Monterey and we had ice cream there also. So I had ice cream 2 days in a row, and it was like no bueno for my stomach. I think all of this has to do with the fact that I'm lacking sleep also. I'm just like, I don't know, I'm irritable. It just may be lack of sleep, and I don't know, I feel like I'm blaming the quarantine for everything, you guys. At least Silas is listening to me. He's finished his lunch. He keeps bringing the stroller out that nobody ever wants to push him in. Hi, Bubby. He stuck a water bottle in his wheel, so it sounds like a motorcycle. I I cannot even begin to tell you what is happening in this house because I can't find any chocolate. I know my father-in-law and I got into the kids' Easter bunny chocolate. I'm just a little bit in a rush to go back out there because the kids are playing outside, but I did find this stash here. I guess these will have to do for right now. Just gonna grab, you know, a couple extras just in case some of them fall through the cracks or something like that. And then head back out the door. I actually came inside to use the bathroom. I did get myself a beverage. I'm drinking the fruit punch meal and reading a book. And the kids are kind of doing their own thing. They're riding their bikes and stuff up and down the street, which is good. The kids are riding their bikes from mailbox to mailbox, which is, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 houses that way and 4 houses that way. Wow, I didn't really realize that we're like an even house from, there's 4 houses that way, 4 houses that way, and then there's a mailbox, and then 4 houses behind me, and then there's a mailbox. But they're riding their bikes on the street from mailbox to mailbox, which is giving them something to do, which is also allowing me to like be able to read an entire page out of my book without being interrupted. I am completely okay with that. If I had $1 for every time somebody bothered me, I'm gonna hit you. I just want to read my book. Ryan's home. Kids left me alone, but now I have another kid. He's a grown kid. He's actually just now getting home from the church. Just in time to bother me. Excuse me?
I want more.
Oh, that's how we talk now?
Mommy, can I please have some more ice?
Can you tell me in sign language? More, please?
More, please.
That's a better way of asking me. He's been playing his little heart out. Here, Bubby.
This is big.
It's too big? Mommy, can you cut it a little bit?
Mommy, can you cut it a little bit?
And I don't want him to have like a lot of liquid, so I'm having him have bits of ice. That way he can quench his thirst, but still not have it take away his hunger. We are not getting an ice cream though. Look at how dirty this kid is. He's playing his little heart out. Let me see your hands, Mommy. Oh my word. Don't stop it. She often picks the wrong time to go by, I think. Like, why would I want you to come over here at dinner time to ruin my children's appetite, huh, Bubby? You tell her. Like, hi, Mr. Dirty Hands. I wish she had tacos. Silas, is that your cup?
You help me eat some.
It looks like I'm not going to be drinking any of my fruit punch anymore, huh? Ryan is home, and within just like, I don't know, not even 10 minutes of him being home, he looked at me and he's like, as in, holy cow, these kids are crazy. I could have resorted to like having them get on their iPad and things like that and just occupied their brains in a different way, but I chose not to do that because then they're gonna realize that every single time they act crazy like this, they're gonna think that they will get screen time. So I just trooped on. We're at 6 o'clock already, so we've survived. It was a little crazy. We survived. I thought Jonah opening his letter that he got in the mail was really gonna, like, you know, help and do whatever. That lasted for a whole 2 seconds, and then went back to his crazy self. We had, what kid was that? Honor Society notification, University of Phoenix. Rose, Lieutenant, and family. Oh my. I got a letter from the college I went to. We're letting Jonah decide what we're gonna eat for dinner tonight, and he's picked Wendy's. Actually let him pick today because last time I really wanted Burger King and he did not want Burger King, and I told him he can pick this time, which I wish I wouldn't have told him that because I want Burger King again. That's fine. That's cute. Thanks. I don't don't really like Ryan's driving anyway. He drives like an old lady and he never checks to see what food's in the bag. You know the real reason why I'm driving? It's because you never check to see what food's in the bag. At fast food restaurants, you're like, thanks, have a great day. And we come home with burgers instead of chicken sandwiches. And I want to cry because my dinner's ruined.
I'm sorry, I handed the bags to you, and it's your job as a co-pilot.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, but now you want to do it, so.
I'm sorry, is somebody using words back there? I'm selling Silas. I only have one of him, so I can't do a BOGO deal. Ryan, stop it. My windows are broken, and this is what he does all the time. If he knocks on every single one of them, if it breaks, it's gonna shatter. I'm gonna stalk you.
So violent.
Don't do that. Well, we came back home, and Silas fell asleep in the car. So we woke him back up, and I told him to go just for like a little scooter ride, just to wake his little self up, because you can't really not have an awake kid. But we are actually gonna eat outside. I laid out this blanket. Ryan and I are gonna sit there. Some fries. I've actually had a lot of success just feeding Silas by myself. I know I was telling you guys earlier that it took me 2.5 hours to feed this kid. Ryan's that one person, by the way, that will steal your fries if you send him to the store. Which chair do you prefer? Oh, so many options. Can you holler at your brother, please, to tell him to come home? Malachi. I'm gonna ask these kids to do something, you guys. All of them pretend like I'm not referring to them.
Sorry, are we talking?
Including you. Come on, son.
Hi, Bubby.
You're super fast. Come here. Y'all, I would be lying to you if I told you that I didn't leave all of the kids outside with Ryan finishing their dinner. I spent way too long trying to feed Silas his lunch today. I was overwhelmed before we even went outside. He's kind of doing the same thing. I did eat my sandwich, and then I started to feed him, but I was feeding him during my sandwich eating while Ryan just enjoyed his really, really warm and nice, which is what moms do. Not complaining, but I was like, you know what? I'm tired of asking Silas to chew his food, stop playing, take a bite, eat your food, chew your food. And then on top of that, I'm telling the twins the same thing. Like, okay, boys, stop playing around. Take a bite of your food. Sit down, hold it well over your, whatever I was going to say over your plate, but over your paper so it doesn't fall on the ground. Granted, they were sitting on the little picnic blanket thing or whatever we have. But I told Ryan, I said, I'm about to just break down and cry if this continues. Therefore, I'm just going to excuse myself and I'm going to take myself a nice shower. And then when they're done eating, at their convenience, bring them in and they can take a bath. And they're all going to bed 8 o'clock today. Not doing it. Not doing it. Can't do it. Won't do it. So that is the update from me to you. I am really going to take a shower, so I may as well end this here while you guys can still recognize me. Thank you so much for being a part of today's video. I really, truly hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for being a part of today and spending your day with me. Sorry if I did a lot of complaining. Love you all very much. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Until next time.
We'll see you next time.
Come on, let's go.